What's up YouTube? This is Mrs. Shepherd here, and today I'll be making a pineapple upside down cake from scratch. This video was requested from one of our subscribers, so before we start, please make sure you press that. Also press the bell notifications to all so that you can get notified when I upload a video. Let's get into it. So in this bowl I have 3.5 cups of flour. I have 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and I drizzled a little bit of olive oil into it so it can mix it and give it a little bit more flavor. What I'll be using in addition to that is 2 sticks of sweet cream butter. Let's see if I can bring it in. Pineapple slices. Make sure you get the can that says pineapple slices in pineapple juice. I'll need maraschino cherries. It doesn't have to be this brand. Any kind of maraschino cherries is good. I have brown sugar. This one's light, but the dark brown sugar is better. Well, at least for me. So they only had light, so I went for light. I also have 3 eggs, and I have milk. We use lactose milk because we're all lactose intolerant here, so that's what we use. The recipe way back then, it called for water. I don't like using water. I use milk, and the rest of the liquid to make it mix well would be the juice in the pineapple. This way you taste the pineapple all through the cake. Guarantee that when you add the pineapple juice from here into the flour and mix it up and just add a little bit of milk so that it could change, because it will be thick, so you need a little bit of liquids. And so you have the option, you could just use the pineapple juice, but I choose not to just use the pineapple. I use the milk to go along with it, and it's just really good. Now, some people, if you're not into doing everything from scratch, you can use Duncan Hines box, or you can use Pillsbury, whichever brand of a box that you need. You'll use the it'll either be the vanilla, or you can use the yellow cake mix to do it. I just prefer doing everything out of scratch, because my theory that I learned from my mother was, if it's not fresh, it's not good. And later on in my lifetime, I understood what she said, because I tested out for myself when I started doing things from scratch. I love making stuff from scratch. But anyways, I'm talking too much. Let's get into it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, well, this is already mixed up. So the first thing I'm gonna do is gonna put the eggs in. Open this up and put the juice in it. And what I like about this, well, for the pineapple juice or the can, you have options. You don't have to use Dole. You could use Del Monte. It's whichever one you prefer. I love Dole, so I stick to Dole. So I do this, and I put in the pineapple juice first, because based on the pineapple juice, I will know if or how much water I need. Now, I've already cleaned the top of this pineapple juice can, so we don't have to worry about that, right? Just making sure I take all the pineapple juice out. That's that. I mix it a little bit more, so I know how much milk I need to put into it. I prefer to use a hand to mix this up, because you will know the weight as you go along. See, when I was in culinary school, they taught me that you will know if the cake mix is right if it ribbons. Now what they mean by ribbon is you lift up and it's like a stream through, but you see how it clumps up like this? That means it needs a little bit more water. And also you see these little lumps? It's because there's still flour. So I'm gonna put a little bit, and everything is eyeballed when it comes to this. I'm gonna put a little bit of milk in this. This you wanna go a little bit at a time. You see the difference? You see the ribbon? That should be good. So if I should tell you how much this is, maybe about 3 to 4 ounces of milk that I put in here. So yeah, that's how I do my cooking. I really just eyeball everything. It's melted. And then it's basically the 2 sticks of butter. You're gonna put it in here. Trust me, this is good. Now, so now you're going to take the pineapples and you're going to put it in there. Then we put one smack in the middle. Pow. Like that. And let me show you how many is left. And I don't know if you can see it. It's 3 exactly is left. I give it to my kids. Each kid get one. Then you take this, the cherries, and you open it up. My kids aren't here today because they went to go visit their Nana for the New Year's Eve. Now these have stems on it. So I take off the stems. And then put them in between. A lot of people like the cherries, so this is how I do it. I put them in all the holes, and then after I put them in all the holes, now it's your choice. If your family loves cherries, you put it right here in between, right? If your family does not like the cherries, you don't put them in. I'm not gonna put it in. I quite frankly don't care if they like the cherries or if they don't like the cherry, because honestly everybody can have one cherry. So I'm just gonna not put any more. And then this cake was in the oven for 30 maybe 45 minutes. I stopped in between and excuse me. I stopped in between and I made sure that it was cooking, and if it was cooking thoroughly. And the way you do that is you take a fork, toothpick, knife, whatever it is, you take a fork and you go like this at a slant, and then you pick it up. If there's nothing on it, it's done. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like this on it, right? So that we can flip it over. So it almost fell back. And we're gonna flip it over. Oh shoot, it's off, so you gotta move it over. And let's see. Oh. And